the vote totals. It's pretty amazing. Just the increase of the voters in black Democrat districts, if you just that accounts for about 9 points. So Chris McDaniel, among actual Republicans, wins that election by 8. Instead, he loses by 1 because Thad Cochran and people like Orrin Hatch have decided to give money to go recruit Democratic voters who are not going to vote for Thad Cochran or any other Republican ever, but to manipulate what the Republican people wanted. The voters in the actual party actually wanted Chris McDaniel, and they went out of their way to try to manipulate it and take it away from the voters of Mississippi. These are who these people are.
You're riling me up again.
I'm sorry, no.
An hour. You're riling me up again. You're really, it's, how do they sleep at night? Honestly, how does Orrin Hatch sleep at night? Okay. You're not going to give me an answer? You're going to rile me up, and then you're not going to give me an answer on that? How do they sleep at night?
Well, Glenn, chamomile tea is a wonderful thing to drink.
No, it's too late now.
No, I'm trying to bring you back.
Okay, so no. So here's how we deal with it. Okay, here's how we deal with it. I happen to be out on the ranch, and I am sitting now right on my front porch, and it is a beautiful day, and this is how we stress release. Here on the ranch, okay? If you just on it, you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourself.
Okay.
And I'm just going to stress relief here just for a second here.
Okay. Glenn is apparently walking somewhere on his porch, and hopefully this is safe for air.
I'm guessing.
We don't know.
I'm guessing this involves a weapon of some sort.
No.
Perhaps firing a weapon of some sort.
I don't know. He's now
picking up a rifle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's now firing weapons on the air.
Yeah.
This is the sort of rhetoric I thought we got away from. Mm-hmm. This is why Thad Cochran has to be in power, because of people like Glenn Beck who have weapons and will fire them randomly at ranches anywhere in America.
And you know what happened? You know what just happened?
What
just happened? It jammed. It just jammed. That's what happened. So now you think you'll get me riled up, and then my weapon jams. It's not helping me.
No, it's not.
It also shows how flawed the primary system is in so many states. There's no reason for any state to ever allow members of the opposite party to vote in somebody else's primary.
Never.
There's no reason for that. Why would you do that? Why would you leave it open to Democrats or to Republicans in a Democrat primary?
Because of what happened last night. They want it. They are more comfortable. They are more comfortable with the president's policies than they are with Chris McDaniel. That doesn't make any sense.
No question. It shows you how not conservative Thad Cochran and all these ancient senators who supported him and donated to the cause. It shows how unconservative they all are. From Orrin Hatch to John Cornyn to all these guys that we complain about on a pretty regular basis, they all need to go.
Did Glenn just shoot another?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either he or is Rafe out there now shooting with you and releasing a little stress himself? But, you know, we missed an opportunity a while ago to get rid of John Cornyn, too, because Stockton, who has turned out, what is Stockton's first name?
Stockman, isn't it?
Is it Stockman?
Yes. Steve? I don't know. We didn't
missed an opportunity with him.
Well,
because he ran against Cornyn, and nobody knew who the hell he was, and so Cornyn won
he wasn't
handily.
Really seemingly campaigning for much of the race. I mean, we were all excited that David Barton might do it, and then once he decided not to, we were.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Louis Gohmert wouldn't do it.
Right.
David Barton wouldn't do it.
And we've decided. Dan, by the way, we should point out in positive news, Dan Bongino won easily in his primary.
Won big.
Yeah, by close to 70 points.
84-16?
Yeah, 86-14, I think it was.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's something like that. Anyway, he was up nearly 70 points or just over it.
So he goes to the general, and he's got to beat the Democrat.
Now, that's going to be tougher, obviously, in Maryland. However, he's got a shot, and he's a good candidate.
Yeah, but you know why that's going to be tough is because the GOP will probably abandon Dan Bongino and probably throw their weight and their money behind the Democrat.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Wouldn't be surprising at all. These are who these people are.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? A couple of years ago, that would have been a joke. Now that's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it is. And it's a perfect example of why we say so often that there's very little difference between the two parties now. They are so like-minded. They are so together on all this stuff, and they've been in office. And this is the problem with, not that they're old, but that they've all been together so long that they've congealed into this just mass of power that you can't get rid of.
This is the thing that we have to figure out. Because, like the rabbi said, the people won't have dinner with each other anymore. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Right. They play that they are against each other.
They're not.
They don't want to appear as though they like each other or whatever. And they probably do hate each other. But they are totally willing to throw in. They have the same point of view. What's so crazy is they're both for big government. Mm-hmm. Show me where the differences are. Well, we can't get together. Well, no, we can't get together because one side is for out of control lawlessness and corrupt government. Just letting the big business or the big special interest pay off whoever they have to pay off. I mean, I really think that this is the key. If we can just get to our friends that are not so zombified by either the Republicans or the Democrats and just say, look, and I know big business is running this country. I never believed that before. I do now. I never believed that. Look at Common Core. What do you think that is? What do you think that is? That's nothing but big business. Okay, so we know that big business, we know that corrupt politicians are running the country. We know that if they get enough money, they'll go ahead and they'll do whatever it is that fundraiser is asking them to do. When you have the Republicans and the Democrats coming out against somebody like Bratt, who is true grassroots, this is the people, and that's the idea, isn't it? I mean, everybody on the left stands up for this glorious revolution of the people. Well, you're talking about Egypt and this glorious revolution of look at the grassroots. This is just a spontaneous Thomas Jefferson sort of revolution. Well, that's what Dave Bratt was. Dave Bratt didn't have the money, didn't have the special interest. This was the people. Well, if you love democracy, there it is. Dave Bratt, there it is. But instead, the media, who has learned to play the game. Look, I know, because I'm trying to do it right now. I'm trying to create a broadcast group. You can't create a broadcast group in this country without special favors and payoffs and everything else. Unless you play the game, you're not going to get anywhere. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. I'll go directly to the people. I don't give a flying crap. I'm not playing that game. I saw what those people turn into. I see these guys who are now 60, 70 years old, who look back, you just look at them and they're dead inside. They know that they have made the wrong choices. They know they have sold their soul to the devil. Now, they may have done it for the right reasons at the time. They all might have thought, well, you know what, I can influence things, I can do this, I can do that, and so if I just tweak this, or if I just turn my eye from that, then I'll be able to get this done. And no. Yeah, you don't do that.
You mentioned earlier our conversation a few years ago with Orrin Hatch. Hatch sat there at the breakfast table for about an hour and a half with us and explained just exactly what you're talking about. This is how Washington works, and this is how you get things done. And look, I don't like being there. You've been there since 1977 in the Senate. Don't tell me you don't like being there.
So you do like being there.
That's bull.
Yeah.
You love the power. You love what you can do. You're in love with that feeling. Oh, I don't like the parties. I don't like the power. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. And this whole bull crap of I just get along with these guys because we're a brotherhood. No, he learned how to play the game, and he became so good at it that he became best friends with the most liberal, progressive senator, maybe one of the most in the history of our nation, in Ted Kennedy, and it changed him. it can't help but change you. Now,
Look, wait, hang on just a second. I don't have a problem because as you're saying this, I'm thinking to myself, if I were in Congress, who would I be friends with? And I think on the other side, and I think I actually would be friends with Bernie Sanders. I really do.
Well,
because at least
honest.
Bernie Sanders says who he is.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy
he's honest.
didn't, though. Ted Kennedy was
not honest. He was not a good guy.
Exactly.
I mean, how could somebody like Orrin Hatch say, you know what, my good friend Ted Kennedy killed a woman. Ted Kennedy killed a woman. If you want to say Ted Kennedy's a good guy, well, when Ted Kennedy would have said, you know what, I made a huge mistake in my earlier life, I did all of these bad things, yada, 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 but he never did. He never did. So how do you claim he's a good man and he's your good friend? I'm sorry. If you kill somebody, you try to cover it up and then you get away with it your whole life and you never admit it. In fact, you call people names who say that you killed somebody. I don't think I can be friends with you. I have to have some just the basic bottom line of you're a decent human being. Now, I don't know Bernie Sanders, but at least Bernie Sanders says who he is politically. So I could sit down with Bernie Sanders and say, Bernie, you and I are never going to agree on things, but at least you're honest. What I have a problem with are all of these progressive Republicans who hide who they are, and all of the progressive Democrats who hide who they are. They hide it because they know people would be repelled by it.
Yeah, you look at the Democrats in office right now, especially in the Senate, and you think, who are the honest brokers that you could maybe team up with on certain bills, and you know that they have the best interest of the country at heart? I don't know who that is now. You look at Rand Paul's relationship supposedly with for instance, Harry Reid. How do you team up with Harry Reid on anything? Harry Reid's not an honest guy.
Can I ask you? Give me the Harry Reid audio on Rand Paul, or what Rand Paul said about Harry Reid, because I don't think I've heard this yet. It's pissing me off. You can take it in a good place.
You could take it in a couple different ways. You could take it in that he has a real close relationship, which he kind of says. I believe he says we have warm personal relations. Might be the quote, which is, to me, you can't use the word relations after Bill Clinton used it in that way. I can't get relations out of my head, but I think what he means is we have a warm personal relationship, which as you said, you could have a cordial relationship with someone, and that's fine. But with someone like Harry Reid, who continually lies, knowingly tells falsehoods over and over and over again, right, that's not an honest broker and not someone you can work with on a regular basis. Maybe you can give that appearance.
Just like I could. Let's be fair. I could not work with Lindsey Graham because Lindsey Graham is two-faced. I can have a relationship with somebody who will say the same thing to my face as they will to my back when my back is turned. Then I can have a relationship with you. You can say, Glenn, I really don't like you. I really, and here's the reasons why, and I'm being honest about it. I can actually have respect for you on that. But I can't with somebody who will tell me one thing and do another. I can't have a relationship. So who do you have a relationship with in Washington, D.C.? The ones who are having these relationships are the ones who are cutting deals. And I know Washington is about cutting deals, but not cutting deals around principle. And that's what they're doing. They're cutting deals around principle.
Yeah.
All right, our sponsor. Go ahead.
No, I think you've said it all. I think you said it all.
That's great. See, we had it in a good place.
That's right. We're all together on that.
I have a weapon. Don't know if you know that. I have one.
Yeah, but it's a few miles from here. I don't think it has that kind of range.
I'm a really good shot. I just have to aim really, really high.
Really, yes.
Here's our really high.